Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Thursday night slash Friday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. I'm still in Kuala Lumpur, about another week or so, and enjoying the digital nomad experience. But enough of that. Let's go to the markets. We did dip below 60K briefly on Bitcoin, but bounced right back up. Let's go to the chart. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so we've had a few negative days after closing close to 63K a few days ago, and it's been all negative since then. But we are holding 60K as support, so that's good news. We'll see if we can keep that as support for the foreseeable future, ideally the rest of the year. And I wanted to show something else too. I thought this was kind of interesting. This is Kyle Chassis, my favorite Bitcoin cheerleader, and he was talking about a super cycle here. Only the patient will be rewarded. And these are 500-day periods after the halving. And as you can see, the most recent halving is here. We are here, and he's saying if we head up the same percentage as we have after the past halvings, 350K is realistic for Bitcoin. I think that's ambitious, but I thought it was fun to share.
There's no
Okay.
months on that chart, however, right? No,
No, not really. In fact,
because from what I've heard, the Q4 after the halving has always been, which is what we're in now,
mhm.
fourth quarter, has always been the strongest fourth quarter after the halving
Yeah, that
in
sounds
terms of
about
the
right to me.
upcycle.
Okay, let's bring up Ethereum too. Forgot to look at that. That one's hasn't been doing as well. We talked about that on the Monday slash Tuesday Zoom and has not improved since then, though there is supposed to be a significant upgrade coming up, but we're below 2,500 still. And let me bring up the day chart. Sorry, internet's a little pokey here. And yeah, so here we are looking at around 2250 for support. I like 2500 better, but that's been acting more as resistance lately. You can see we've been bouncing around this between 2200 and about 2700 range since early August. Kind of tired of it. All right, well, that's about all I had for the markets overall. Anybody else care to chime in? Well, more on Bitcoin though. On my Fibonacci retracements that I drew a few months ago, we are to 382, so that can be a good entry sometimes on a retrace. Obviously 0. 0.5 and 0.618 are better, but it's been a while since we've been to these. Last time we hit 0. 0.5 about a month ago, and 0.618 about a week before that. So if you're more of a dollar cost average person and buying Bitcoin, I think now, not financial advice, could be a good time to put a percentage of that allotment in on a Bitcoin purchase. Then maybe set some lower buy orders in these areas here at around 57 and again around 53, 54 around there. All right. Any questions about the market overall before we go to Altcoin Alert? Look for
I
some day trades.
I was just going to say the other bullish factor is that election years also have the fourth quarter is also a strong quarter,
Yeah,
but then the downside is that Gary Gensler and the SEC started proceedings against a new person too. So
I think it was crypto.com or someone else or
someone else, I can't remember who it was, but
well, they almost always lose, but it can drag down the market when those things are in the news.
yeah,
Yeah, they don't have enough funding anymore left to like really fully be able to properly litigate these things, and their cases are so anywhere from weak to non-existent. So
yeah,
I
Well, they should be forced to refund the losses to the people that they take if they don't win.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
That'd slow them
Well,
down.
I think his
Definitely.
days are numbered regardless of which party wins.
Yeah, yeah, I tend to agree with that. All right, let's head over to Altcoin
Anyway,
Alert then and see what we can do. Okay, so I'm on Altcoin Alert. Easy mode is off. Altcoin radar is set. I'm gonna refresh, reload, get the most current information. And I was looking at an AA score earlier today, and I brought up IQ. I want to share a little bit of news. I've got the IQ chart up, and this is the exchange Blowfin or Blaufin. I just signed up for an account with them yesterday. They have a lot of coins and reasonably good volume, and I can't recommend it yet, obviously, but a trader I follow named David D. Tech is promoting this. He can't be a shameless shill, so take that into consideration. But I like the idea of something like a foreign exchange that can get on without KYC or VPN. So it's something you might want to consider. Again, not recommending it, haven't used it long enough, but I just let you know I'm checking it out. So I'm on their chart for IQ, 15-minute chart, and we just dipped below the 15 on the RTI and then bounced back up and kind of dipping again. So we're sort of in the buy area. A quick review of my layout for day trading. This is using the supply and demand visible range by Lux Algo. It's a free indicator on TradingView for support and resistance. RTI, the relative trend index. I've been using this for about a year now with pretty good results. And I like to get in long positions when it breaks below the 20 and comes back up like we have here. I like to get into short positions if I'm trading on leverage when it breaks above the 80 and dips back down like we have right about here. I'll break out my vertical line. So this would be a short position. And again, that makes a nice move down about 5%. And then actually here's a past long position that I would have been in potentially where it breaks below the 20 and then breaks back up. And we get this big move here, goes dips a little bit and then boom. So this approach can be a good way to find dips and retraces, which is my favorite way to trade as a day trader and to some degree as a swing trader as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to look at the RTI, see if we have a break above the 20 yet. We don't quite. Like I said, we had that dip earlier, but it didn't really do much afterwards. You get faked out sometimes. No indicator's perfect. Um, and then finally, if I'm doing more of a trend-based trade, a break above the 50 or the 80, I'll look at my cumulative delta here for confirmation. You may want to use a different indicator for that. And then if you're new to this and you're like, how do I set these charts up? I don't know. Just contact me at cryptocj13@gmail.com. I can send you a link to the setup or one very similar, and then you can just copy it and then tweak it as you see fit. Okay, back to IQ. So what do I do at the moment? I don't trust this entry. I'd rather see it dip again and come back. So I'm going to set an alert on the RTI like this. I'm going to right click, add an alert on the RTI. If I'm trading on spot, I'm going to go crossing up on the 20. To trade both directions, like I showed earlier, the short position that breaks below the 80, the long position that breaks above the 20. I'm going to go with entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. Once per bar close, leave it on until you turn it off. Alert name, AA score, and notifications. Notify an app on my phone. Toast notifications will pop up on my laptop. Play sound also on my laptop. I'll just go ahead and leave it here with Chirpy. Click create. And it creates this rectangle So if once this dips below the 20 and comes back up, I'll get another alert. If it shoots above the 80 and dips back down, also an alert. Okay, any questions on the IQ RTI day trading setup? Okay, well, maybe you don't want to do 3, 4, 5, 10 trades a day like I do. You just want to do a longer term trade. Let's go over to the swing trade setup. That's going to be on the 1 hour chart. And I'm using the same indicators for support and resistance, but I'm using the super trend, the buy and sell indicator you see here to help me with entries. And the Trendilo LSMA is a moving average indicator for confirmation. So on a long position, the ideal is something like this, dips below the 20 or the into the green zone, gets a buy signal confirmed by the Trendilo LSMA, and that entry would have been here. You get a little dip, and then eventually, boom, big move up, 15%. That's a really good swing trade. And that would have taken just a couple days. Um, I'm usually looking for around 10% or more, ideally in a week or two at the longest. So that's what I mean by short-term swing trading. Some people hold swing trades for months, even a couple of years. It's not well defined. Swing trading to me is anything, longer than a day, shorter than hodling. So, like I said, short term, a week or two. A day or two is even better. Okay, so at the moment, we have a buy signal showing, but we don't have the Trendio with confirmation. So it's not a go yet. I would probably put a price alert around here and then try to get in and then catch this 9% move on a retrace. It's not a great entry. I'd rather be around here, but I think what I would do on this one is wait for the next buy signal. So in that scenario, it would print a sell if it dips, and then the next time it comes up, print another buy. It probably wouldn't happen today, probably be tomorrow or over the weekend. But here's how you do that. Right click on the super trend. You can leave it on direction change if you want to trade both directions. If you're trading on spot, you're going to choose a buy. I usually leave mine on only once. This was an AA score. And I would choose a different sound. Probably go with handbell. Click create, you're good to go. But I don't like the setup at the moment. One thing we can also do for better retraces is to go to longer time frames. So you can see we have resistance here around 67. So potentially you could buy here and have this move up. In 4 or 5 days, that would be pretty decent. This is pretty well established resistance here. It's hit it multiple times. So if you're willing to wait a little longer, that might be a pretty good entry. Okay, any questions on IQ as a swing trade? Okay, let's do some other sorts. Get back to the RTI. So that was an AA score. I've been using social activity the most since they,
CJ, could I ask you before you leave that screen, the previous sort? Um, yeah, the one, what's this? The one that has an 88.4. I mean, that's really high. What
yeah,
is that?
Mog
Uh,
coin. I think we looked at this on Monday or last Thursday, so I
I
didn't do it today, but
okay. Okay, that's
but
cool.
it's we can look at it. Well, let's see where it is. I think it's going to be like IQ. It's going to be on a foreign exchange.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but that's an unusually high
Yeah. Yeah,
score.
it's been in the top 5 for quite a while. So it's on crypto.com, and then some of these, it's on Kraken, and
Going.
it's on quite a
Yeah.
few. So you could trade it there, but it's not on, Coinbase or
Right.
the ones that the Americans like.
Yep. Okay.
So, all right. If it's still up there on Monday, maybe we'll look at it then. All right. So let's see, where were we? Social activity. And I'm going to match this with trading activity, get thumbs up or fire on both. And ideally something I'm familiar with. Uniswap. Might look at that one. Chili's. I've been trading this week. I've been shorting this. I had three straight shorts on it yesterday. Did really well. I think we looked at that on Monday as well.
Wow,
So
they even have MAGA on here. I
yeah,
just I just saw.
they added a bunch of meme coins. Okay. So Zcash is here too. Let's look at Uniswap. That's on my list. And okay, this one, I think I want to short this. It's been kind of putzing around the 80 and then just dipped below. So, in the spirit of practicing what I preach, I'm going to bounce over here to my trading screen, which I'm not sharing with you guys. And I think I'll take this one. It's coming out of the red zone. It just broke below the 80 and even drifting down a bit on the cumulative delta. So, market overall has been trending down. Bitcoin's barely hanging on to 60K.
That's so you're going to short this now,
Yep,
huh? Huh.
because for the reasons I just stated, yeah. Coming out of the red zone, it is trending up slightly, just sort of printed a red candle here and then dip below the 80 on the RTI. And remember, I'm only looking for about a 1 to 1.5% move on a chart. I'm at 10x leverage on a foreign exchange, so that's the setup I like here. Um, but if you're a less experienced trader, you're still trying to figure out how to trade like this, and you're just trading spot, which is what I did the first, I don't know, year or so I traded. Let's set this up for to catch the next dip and retrace. So let's say I'm right about this short and it crashes down here below the 20. That can be a good entry. Here's a good example of that right here. A couple days ago, it did that, broke below the 20 and then had this big move up, which, I would have been out around here somewhere, but if you held fast, 15% move, that's a fantastic day trade. Probably would have held it for a couple days, but all right. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on this. RTI, I'm going to go both directions. Crossing up on the 20 is what I would recommend for if you're just spot trading. For me, I'm going to go both directions with entering channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. Once per bar close, and this was a social activity sort. And yeah, I'll keep that same notification. Okay, any questions on Uniswap as a day trade? Okay, let's look at this as a swing. Over to the 1 hour chart. Okay, close to the red zone. Don't like that. I think we're too late for this one. This entry on Wednesday at 8 o'clock my time would have been better. Oh, looks like I'm on American time here on my Zoom call or on my trading view time. So yeah, this entry on Wednesday night would have been ideal, but we don't have that at the moment. So to get another one like this, right click, set your alert on SuperTrend, and go with SuperTrend buy. And ideally we get that set up again or something similar. But at the moment, not loving the entry. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Looks about the same. Day chart. Day chart, you have resistance way over here, just under $12, but that's going back to June. So yeah, I don't want to wait that long. Okay, I like the day trade, not the swing. Any questions on Uniswap? All right, let's do another sort on Altcoin Alert. Take a quick look at 1-hour projected range. And when I see positives on both the upper and lower, that's something I'll usually look at, but don't see that very often. And this gas one looks sort of interesting. The lower value is very low negative, and the upper is pretty nice move, 6%. Okay, I have no idea what this one is. Let's see what I can find. Okay. It's on a lot of foreign exchanges. I'd never heard of this one before, and it is on Blaufin. Yay. All right. Just broke above the 50. So that could be a trend trade. But retrace potential is less than 3%. Not great for a spot trader. Might work out for me, but I would probably rather get it a little lower than this, have a break below the 50 and come back. So, or this is set up as considerably better here from Wednesday. But we've seen this on most charts, so this dip on Wednesday bounced back nicely. So I think I would go with one of two options. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 50, and then look at my cumulative delta for confirmation. You could go with the 20. You could do both separate alerts. Um, there's the one I like to do, the entering the channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. So those are all options available to you if you want to trade this one. Okay, on the swing trade, it's in a sell at the moment, but a big strong green candle. All kinds of conflicting information here. We got the big green candle, red on the LSMA, and we're in the red zone on support and resistance. On the 4-hour chart, pretty much the same. On the day chart, retracement potential to 524, going back to May. Yeah, I don't want to wait that long, so I kind of like this as a day trade, not so much as a swing. Any questions on gas? Okay, we'll look at one more.
Every time you set the channel, you have to reset the parameters. Is there a way to set default? So they,
Not quite understanding your question. Try that again.
when you set up a channel, you always have to change it to 80 and 20. Is there a default section where you can set the default so whenever you pull that up, it automatically says 80/20?
Okay, so like a
I'm
setting
just
in
lazy.
TradingView that would bring up that setting each time.
Yeah,
That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't really thought of that, but that makes sense.
I'm lazy.
I appreciate your candor on that, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
It's only a couple clicks, I
not
guess. It
important.
never even crossed my mind to do that, but because sometimes I do. probably because sometimes I'll do just the 20 or just the 80 or both, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I don't think so.
yeah, I
Um,
doubt it, but
because you're setting an alert and it's very each one is very specific
yeah,
generally.
but I
Well,
will be on
it
the
always
lookout.
comes up with numbers in the places.
Yeah.
So I figure I would, I was just wondering, can you make those numbers what you'd like to trade with? Never
It's
mind.
Yeah, and it'd have to be programmed into the alert, and don't quite know how that would work.
Yeah, a little beyond my computing ability.
All right.
But again, pretty good question. All right, let's look at we'll look at one more. Let's go to the sometimes I do short term, sometimes I do long term. Lately I've had better luck with long term, so I'm gonna sort by long term sentiment, match it up with Elder Impulse Daily. Oh, right next to it, that's right. With short term you have to go a couple columns away. But I've sorted here, I'm matching here, and we've got a match on Zcash. These will frequently overlap. Ocean keeps showing up. The guys need to update that. It's merged into something else. Chili's and yeah, that's about it. Well, Beam and a couple others I don't know that well. HX. So let's go with look at Chili's before. We haven't looked at Zcash in a while, so we'll look at Zcash. And we just had an alert go off. Uniswap alert. So this will happen sometimes. I'm gonna click this on. And it's a little annoying, but it's the nature of setting alerts, is it'll kind of bounce around the area where I set the alert and it dip back down. And I'm actually doing pretty well on this one. I'm almost out of it. So yeah, if you want to short uni, you might want to consider it. Okay, so we were looking at Zcash. And it looks kind of similar to Uni. It's above the 80, but trending down, breaking out of the red zone. So this could be another one to short. And towards the end of the week, I like to do a short on Thursday night or Friday because you tend to have lower volume over the weekend, which can lead to lower prices. So yeah, I like this as a day trade on that setup. It did really well when it broke below the 20. If that situation happens as well, so either one would be good. On the RTI, you can go crossing up on the 20 if you want to catch the next dip. You're crossing down on the 80 if you want to trade it as a short. Or, despite too many clicks for Paul, you can do entering a channel, 80 on the top, 20 on the bottom. And you can either go with once or once per bar close. Name it as you see fit and do the same with your notifications. But I've done a few of these already, so I'm not going to do another one. Actually, I think I'm going to set up Zcash for this long-term sentiment. This will be my third alert of the day. I usually do 3 or 4. I'm good to go. Any questions on Zcash? Let's take a quick look as a swing trade. And yeah, it's looking like the others we've seen. It's in the red zone, dipping down. So I'd want to catch the next buy, which would probably look something like dip, and then buy around here. And then, I don't know, it's only about 4 or 5%. On a spot trade, I don't like that much. I don't want to catch it down here in the green zone. Another thing you can do is just set a price alert. Right click anywhere on the screen that's not an indicator and add an alert. I usually use a round number, so I probably go with like 29. And once, and this was a long-term sentiment. And notifications, maybe use a different one, like handbell, and you'd be good to go. But I've got my resources allocated elsewhere for swing trades, so I'm not going to do this one. Any questions on Zcash? Okay. Any questions on Altcoin Alert, day trading, swing trading, any coins you want to look at? Okay, very well. We will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live on Mondays and Thursdays. But check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel. You guys have a good rest of your week and weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye.